Okay, wait. Elaborate more on giving everyone a ride, though.
Hey,
I just like to hand them out.
We're live now.
You want on?
We're live.
You get on.
You went on. You want on. You'd get on. Okay. Everyone, go to dynastyhappyhour.com. If you want to get on, what is it? If you want to get on,
If you want to get on,
get
you
on.
can hop on.
Oh, you can hop on. Okay.
hey.
Come on.
Oh my goodness.
It's on a moped though. I mean,
Okay. Right now.
is there anything weirder than two dudes on a moped?
I mean,
Look at Jay Mike's face.
where do I start?
You haven't lived until.
Woo!
You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you know what we were talking about before the show, man?
Picture this: Tiger King,
Bung.
Yeah, pig wreck.
Tiger King, and Mike Pence on a moped.
Oh my god!
No pass, zero.
Do you watch it with the small ones or the big ones?
Love that.
Two dudes on a bike with no handlebars. Man,
Or no seat.
I can ride my
Also,
mic
yeah.
with no handlebars.
Oh Lord,
Still a moped.
Hey,
Still a
Wow.
moped. You know how tiny mopeds are? I mean, and you're not going too fast.
I was just about to say, honestly, when's the last time you've ridden on a moped?
Never.
I mean, I actually want to get one because I don't live too far away from work, but I'm not giving a friend a ride to work. I mean, that's not happening.
I just want to see you get a moped and put like those giant snow tires on it that y'all use up in
Oh, yeah.
Minnesota, like the serious business.
Well,
That
I
would
mean,
be
I'm not going to
hilarious.
ride it. I'm not going to ride it during the winter.
You
I mean,
have to. You have to. You have to. It's got to be a thing
this
now.
economy,
2020.
I love it.
in
Think
this
about how
economy,
environmentally friendly that is. How
That's
how
true.
committed you are to this world, to your fellow South Canadians.
South
Come
Canada.
on.
That
No, it's New Canada.
I'm sorry, your fellow New
I
Canadians.
like South Canada better. I like J Mike's definition.
It just
South
sounds
Canada.
like, I feel like that's the Dakotas. Like, no, okay, they're South Canada.
that sounds like a YouTube show on the moped.
Mopeds in South Canada, yes.
Where are you on a moped? Where are you hanging on to?
Mopeds in South
Like the
Canada.
person on the back, where are you hanging on to?
I don't know, man. That's a good
Go to
question.
a
in front of you.
waist for sure.
Exactly.
That's it.
The love handle. That's it. That's all you got.
That's all you can do.
Okay.
Oh man.
Do we have a draft here? Is there some way we could say, like, if, like, the question of, like, okay, if you could, have dinner with anyone who is dead or alive, who would it be? And everyone says all these like great people, actors, philosophers,
Harriet
whatever. Yeah, Harriet Tubman. Who would you ride on the back of a moped with? Who would be that person for
Now,
you?
J Mike can't be an option, right?
That is correct.
That's-
I am no man's little spoon. No man's little spoon.
Oh,
I mean, I just feel like,
Wait, if you're the driver, you're the big spoon, right?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, you'd be
No,
little.
no.
You'd be little, yeah.
You're being
Yeah.
encompassed. You're being enveloped.
right.
I am
swallow.
not a spoon aficionado, so I'm gonna have to hand that one over to you, Angelo. What do you think? 101. 101. I'm putting you on the clock
Oh
here.
my goodness.
All right, 101. We're starting off our draft, okay? Again, it is for if you could ride
Oh my
you could
God.
ride on the back of a moped with anyone, dead
Well,
or
Ian
alive.
Kong.
Anyone
back.
dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Athlete or not, I can choose anybody.
Anybody. I mean, this is a fantasy
dude.
football podcast of sorts, so
Has to be a dude.
Okay. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go non-athlete, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go. Actually, no. I'm gonna go athlete. I'm gonna go George Kittle, 100%.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a great one.
he would be fun. I think he would be fun
I
on a
think
moped.
him or Gronk would be. They're the 101 of any sort of
Yeah, I was going to say it's got to
prolonged
be
interaction.
even if you're going tight end, it's got to be Gronk.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
tight end
that's
on a-
I don't
on a
know.
moped.
Like I guess but I mean, tight ends might be difficult to just ride a moped with. Period, because
big guys.
they're big. Yeah, they're big humans.
I wasn't gonna say non-athlete. I was gonna say Ryan Reynolds. I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan.
Hey,
Okay.
a little Deadpool. Okay.
Oh,
I like
Deadpool,
that.
great movie.
All right. Okay. 101 done. Either maybe Kittle if it works. If it doesn't, get off, George.
Be a damn big
And then it's Ryan Reynolds. All right. Cool. And he is dead or alive with the Deadpool thing. So good idea. Tyler, you're up next.
Oh man, I got to stay on the same thing. I got to go with Chris Pratt. I mean, I feel like that'd be awesome.
Chris Pratt's awesome.
Chris
nice one.
Pratt, if he kind of acts like he did on Parks and Rec. I mean, that's the best Chris Pratt that we need.
Yeah. I think he would be I think he'd start it differently, start that scenario a bit differently than anyone else, you know.
I mean, you have to get to know him, of course, buy him dinner, and then probably go out for a ride.
No. We can't do the whole dinner thing. That's cliche. All right. We're saying who can we ride a moped with, dead or alive?
Take him out for a nice dish of bung, and then see how they go.
All right. Carl, you're up next. The 103. Anyone in the world ride him on the back of a moped with, dead or alive?
It would be dead comedian Bill Hicks. He died in the early 90s. He wasn't super popular, not like Carlin and Pryor and all that, but he is definitely my spirit animal. If you do not know who Bill Hicks is, I suggest watching all of his stuff, but Revelations, which was his best stand-up, is on Netflix, which I'm pretty sure everybody has during quarantine.
Well, I didn't know we could pick dead people. I mean, if my pick was going to be Prince, he knows
Dude,
everything.
Said dead or alive?
I said dead or alive. Plenty of times here, Tyler.
I mean, Prince, you're riding around. He's going to know everybody. You're going to be able to get into anywhere. I mean, it's Prince, and he's small. So, I mean,
that's a great
he's tiny.
Too bad there's no mulligans on your pick there, Tyler.
I know.
Tyler.
What a mistake. What a mistake. Damn it, Chris
Dorial
Pratt.
Green Beckham, and you know.
Half the chat started crying.
I just got called handsome in the chat, by the way. I just want that on the record.
Pause. We'll even put on the screen for people to see.
Yeah, take it.
I doubt it's the first time.
Take a picture, Carl.
Love you, bro.
Bring it to the bar when they open back up.
We're at the bar, man. We're at the virtual bar.
All right. Okay. So, Bill Hicks, is that you said?
Yeah, Bill Hicks. Yeah, watch Revelations on Netflix. Seriously,
All right.
It's early '90s, like '92, but it transcends time, and actually, it's probably more relevant now than ever.
There was another comedian on there my brother introduced me to that was from back in the day, but was very like forward thinking, and it's relevant to a lot of things today. I can't remember who that was. You might know more than me. All right, 104, Josh. And I'm kind of like introducing everyone right now as well. So hey, but I'll give you a real introduction here in a second. But Josh, you're the 104.
I also before
yeah.
Before Josh answers, can I just say I don't think Big Spoon, Little Spoon is relegated to who's behind. I think you could still be Little Spoon from behind.
If you're driving, you're not reaching behind to hang on to them, are you?
Sure, so you're not necessarily a spoon, but I think you're the big spoon in the grand scheme of things. You're the driver. Fair. You're
fair. You dictate what happens. You dictate what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. You know what, Carl? You've opened my mind up to something I was not prepared to understand. Good call.
There you
Good
go.
Call. You can be the big spoon anywhere in life. Life lessons, kids. Here on the open bar. Where else you gonna get them kind of gems?
Nowhere.
Come on now. Nowhere.
Go be the big spoon, guys.
Or little. It doesn't matter. We don't judge.
If you want to be little, be little.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Go be the big spoon. I love it.
In the game of life, be
In
the big
game
spoon.
of life. Be the big spoon.
Don't be a grapefruit spoon. That's for sure.
Just don't be a damn spork. I mean, just don't.
Yeah, that's worse than grapefruit spoon.
KFC sporks. Yeah, it's a good call.
They break.
All right. We're about to get into a cutlery draft, so we better be careful.
Yeah, stop.
Josh, you're up next, dude. What's your 104 for who you would ride on the back of a moped with?
It's tough because Carl just blew my mind with the spoon philosophy. So it's tough. But I'm gonna stay on the tight end track and go with Travis Kelce. I just feel like we're going somewhere fun.
Yeah, going 15 miles an hour. They're gigantic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a party whenever we end up 3 hours later, and it's just gonna be a good time. So I'm going with Travis. Oh, sports for life. What?
Who the hell?
Sports? What up, Steven? Hey, Steven's apparently a sports fan.
I think I have over under one spork in my apartment.
The number's 1.5, Angelo.
That should definitely be the over under for everyone's house.
I'm taking the under.
Apparently not Steven. Steven has over under 5 sporks for Steven. Taking the over.
Yeah. If you're gonna come out and say
he has a
sports
full
for life.
drawer.
Oh,
yeah, he's got a row for it. He's got a row for it.
Is he the person that always orders a KFC bowl and then gets the extra spork to keep at home?
No question.
Yeah, can I get an extra spork? And then he puts the extra one in his drawer.
Oh yeah. He has sporks with like his astrological sign on it. Like he's ready for it.
Yeah, and then he has company
He
over.
literally hoards sporks.
He's ready.
He has
for
company
anything.
over. They have ramen, and hey, do you got a spoon or wait? I got just the thing for you.
Waiting for that specific moment in time.
Yeah.
Y'all did it again. J Mike with the frankly, y'all with the spork, the pork. I get it. Full circle.
Full circle.
We gonna bung them up tonight, baby. Heyo.
I told my wife that, and she couldn't believe me. She's like, "That's not real, right?"
What, the bung?
Yeah.
You were able to tell her that story in that short distance?
I had to get a drink.
Yeah, I know, but it was just impressive to. I guess it wasn't that long of a story, but it seemed like you were just like couldn't wait to tell her. Like, guess what, babe?
The Raven. They call me the Raven. I get used out quickly.
You're still talking to her right now. You're doing this pod and talking to her, and
she had to ask, like, "Wait, you're on video tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, so don't come down and do something weird."
This is not the time.
Honey, put the sporks away. All right, so J Mike.
I was just gonna say, do you want 105 or you want me to take 105?
You got 105 because there's no way that you're gonna.
It's not like we're gonna take each other's picks.
There's no way this is gonna happen.
It's funny you say that because I thought of this person.
No one here is gonna be like, "Oh my god, you sniped me."
You'd be surprised. See, here's the thing, Carl, and this happened in the chat because this popped up when never mind. Sports Talk Radio.
I mean,
yes, 100%.
Yeah,
you
got it. It's all you.
So this popped up, and I was like, "No, someone's gonna snipe me." What's up, AB? Welcome back to the bar, homie. Miss you. Game Blouses came up. Not sure if you all are familiar with one Dave Chappelle, but obviously the good old Dave Chappelle show where he's acting as Prince.
That's a double pick.
If someone doesn't get the Game Blouses reference, it's shame on them. I mean, it's please don't explain it.
Fair enough. So yeah, Dave Chappelle's my one. He could just tell me about all of his crazy antics of life. I'm sure that Dave Chappelle leads one of the more interesting lives that there is. So it's Dave Chappelle for me, easy at the 105. Gabe at 106.
All right. I like that. I think he would just have the best references about
exactly
things just in general. It
would
would just be
100%
incredible. Yeah. All right. So
I agree with Charlie. I actually agree with Charlie Murphy over Dave Chappelle. Somebody in the chat. Yeah.
What chat?
My guy
Tasted assassin. Sorry, Charlie Murphy.
Guy. He said Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
What? I didn't do that to your couch.
Yeah, I rub my feet on Eddie's couch. Rich mother. You can buy a new one. Oh my god.
You can buy a new couch. but I can't buy new legs.
What am I gonna do about my legs, Charlie Murphy?
What do you think? Do you think he shows up in one of his impersonations too? Like James Brown, something of the like. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I think I just see like the Jerry curl that he would show up
Wayne
in
Brady. I mean, we saw the
Yeah.
Wayne Brady skit on
Oh,
Chappelle
man.
show. What if he's actually like that, like he was on Dave Chappelle, like just ignorant?
Oh, he probably.
and
I mean, he probably is. I don't have any proof one way or the other, but that's probably the real Wayne Brady.
yeah, probably.
True. All right. I have a 106 here. I don't know. This is like it just
Here
stuck
comes
in my
Lizzie
head.
McGuire.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Actually gonna say Lindsay Lohan, but Raven
not getting home
Simone.
early. You're not
That's
getting home
so
early.
Raven. No, it is not a Disney character. When we started talking motorcycles and mopeds, whatever, I was thinking, of course, of a hip hop lyric from back in the day, from Common, and on one of his
Common
great
wasn't
albums.
back in the day.
I mean, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Certainly back in the day. You got 90s albums, and this was actually a newer album from the 2000s. But he said you rap like you should be on the back of a motorcycle, and I don't think he's being very nice with that comment, but I think it's funny that I could be on the back of a moped with him, and then I feel like he would be sort of degraded by that. In general, but I also just like love him as a hip hop artist, so I kind of get the best of both worlds with that.
I mean, it wouldn't be uncommon.
Hey. Okay.
I'm leaving. Everybody, good night. I'm just
A true mic drop moment. Well done.
All right. Well, that was fun, guys. That'll be it for the open bar. I don't think we have. There's the problem is with this time is that we don't have anything to talk about. So maybe we can get into the intros and then see if we can stumble upon something there. Even though we sort of just did intros, quick run around, a spork around, if you will. Carl, nice to. I mean, newcomers on the pod, J Mike. There are several. I didn't ask you how you were doing first. I know that's kind of the flow of things, but I just want to get right into that draft. I just saw the opening, needed to hit the bung. You know what I'm saying? So, we have several newcomers onto the pod. Josh, I know I have never podcasted with you, but have you been on a podcast with J Mike without me? Have you cheated on me with J Mike?
I have. J Mike has actually been on my pod, the Fantasy Timeline, with my main man, Bill at Super Duper Flex. So,
okay.
Yes, I have cheated on you.
Okay.
It was a pleasurable experience. I'm not going to lie. But
yeah.
Any time that you want to come on and we can rekindle those feelings,
all right,
don't hesitate. The invite is always open for you.
I appreciate that. I will be honest with you. I'm hurt up front, but at the same time, I'm absolutely not hurt at all. I'm happy that you got J Mike on to do that podcast, and just nice to have you on the open bar, dude. I see you in this so-called chat every once in a while. J Mike throws up, a burner account of his and puts your comments up here every once in a while. So I do see that you like sort of exist or possibly exist on this show from a distance. But I'm happy to have you here. So good to see you, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right. I kind of went from Carl to J Mike to Josh and all over the place, but Carl, also a newcomer to the pod. So happy to have you, dude. And nice to meet you, really, in kind of in person of sorts. So what's up, dude?
Yeah, about as close to as in person as it gets, right?
It's all we
nowadays. In this environment we're living in right now.
Indeed.
I mean, it's no back of the moped, but it's good enough.
Have to do.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. This is my first podcast in a while. For those who don't know, I used to be longtime podcast host of the Dynasty League football podcast. After that, I did the Dynasty One podcast with the same crew. We did that, and then I don't really know what happened. We just kind of fell off. I haven't done as much writing as I used to. Quarantine has kind of put me in position to maybe consider doing that again. Something that I've always loved doing. Don't want to call myself an OG of the Dynasty community because there were definitely a lot of people before me, but came onto the scene around 2012, and and I've been playing Dynasty for, I think, right around 15 years. So right around 2005, I started playing Dynasty.
Sheesh. That's
a long time.
It's a good time. Good amount of time.
Yeah, my first ever Dynasty pick was Priest Holmes, the
Wow.
year that he fell off. So
And Larry Johnson took over, didn't he?
Yeah, Larry Johnson took.
Yeah.
Well, I think Larry Johnson was drafted the next year, if I remember correctly. But yeah, went Priest Holmes, Tiki Barber. I mean, just a bunch of people who the fantasy football magazines redraft, obviously. My first ever fantasy draft was Dynasty, and I went a bunch of aging guys, and then I don't think I won my first championship for like 7 years until I realized like what Dynasty actually was compared to redraft.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back then it was just like running back, running back, running back, running back, running
Right.
back, running back,
True.
receiver, quarterback,
Mhm.
running back, running back.
Yeah.
Los
we have
Angeles
to-
Raider. Lamont Jordan was my third pick.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
So it was
Nice.
like you said, running back. Yeah.
Wow.
J Mike, we'll have to make note of that and do a your Priest Holmes equivalent running back for this year that's top of the game, about to fall off a cliff. Whether a running back is drafted the following year or just going to fall off, period.
You're gonna pick Adrian
Sure, there's
Peterson,
plenty
aren't
of
you?
those. Ha-ha!
AP.
Gotcha. I'm the
That's too
101.
easy. That's too easy.
Yeah. All right. Who? Another newcomer, Angelo. Wish I could see your beautiful face
Thanks.
from your wife's webcam. I don't mean that in any sort of way. Just you know,
Jeez,
the way that you
Gabe.
just the way that you described it,
Whoa.
man. Your words, bro. Your words.
Love it.
But yeah, nice to have you on. Nice to meet you of sorts. And yeah, welcome to the show, brother.
No, man. Thanks for having me on. I remember I was talking about this a month or two ago, and I'm glad it finally happened. So this will be fun.
Indeed. J Mike's grinding day in, day out. You know, call him Mr. Peppercorn, FF Peppercorn, because he's
Jesus.
grinding, you know.
Jesus.
Well, sure, you can do the pepper thing if you want, but I was talking about grinding. All right, calm down.
Oh, my
J
goodness.
Mike, was it funny? J Mike, funny? Oh my gosh, J Mike left the chat.
I laughed. I'm about to say my screen froze. I'm sorry. I did indeed laugh. That was weird.
Everybody left for a second.
I know. They're like,
This
whoa,
is it.
that's enough. FF Peppercorn is too far.
Had enough.
You've crossed a lot of lines
We're
in
out.
3+ years, Gabe. This is the one.
This is where we draw the line.
That's the one that breaks us up. FF Peppercorn.
Yeah, Gabe. Why are you so salty about this? Damn.
Hey.
Really grinding my gears here.
My
Gearing.
earrings. All right. Well, FF Peppercorn. Anyway, and a vet of sorts. I don't know. Like, are you even considered? Have you ever been here like legitimately as a guest on Tuesday? Because
so
you just kind of
legit- I
show
just-
up when you come
yeah.
when you go to work. Like you should be fired.
Either that or like when you guys had LFO on, I just showed up like midway through. Like that's how I used to do. But I mean, you guys are all grown up now. I'm so proud.
Oh.
J Max finally off
Anytime-
the teat.
Titillated.
I'm so glad I got him on that one.
I
It's
can't
good.
whenever anyone says that LFO was on the open bar, it just is so funny to me.
I mean, rest in peace. I mean, damn.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
What was it, like 2 years ago?
Probably more than that. No, we did. Yeah, we did have them on.
Yeah, no, you had him
2
on like
years
3,
ago.
2-3
We've
years
had-
ago, and then
yeah, a couple
one of
different
them passed like a year ago.
Yeah, man, that's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we
Not to make it all down, and
Yeah,
but I
geez.
mean, I still like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
Do you? You're an outlier and possibly a creep.
And still, Chinese food makes me sick.
That
Unrelated
yeah,
note: Tyler's not allowed within 300 yards of the school.
My wife's a teacher. How does that work?
Oh, God.
exactly.
Yikes! You can't visit her.
Unbelievable.
Yep. I got my ways. You think you can outsmart me?
Where's Charlie?
All right,
He's a
let me
habitual
pull you out of
line
this one, Tyler. Let's start talking about football.
Wait, this podcast is about football?
I don't know. I don't know.
I still don't think it is. These guys say it is, but
Yeah, I don't know. We seriously talk about like maybe 3 things over the course of 2 hours. Like because so many people have such passionate things to say about fucking Cooper Cup or something stupid, and it just it never works. We need someone to regulate us or not. You know, no, J Mike. No. Hey, J Mike, how are you, man?
Yo. Pretty dandy. I am in the midst of several rookie drafts. This is the season.
Yeah.
This is the season where dynasty folks are really able to just get in their bag and really enjoy what really makes dynasty. So I am knee deep in several different rookie drafts. Even an auction with you, Gabe, where that's popping off right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need to ask how that's going, by the way, because my team
you
won
left.
My team won the championship.
Literally,
No,
literal
it didn't.
Dynasty
No, it didn't.
Happy
No, it
Hour
didn't.
bar tab, the league for the Dynasty Happy Hour, and you left it. Okay, bud.
I gave it to you guys.
Don't sit here and act like you bequeathed
Wow.
it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
the team that you used to run won the championship, but
Yeah,
they
he
didn't
John
do
Gruden
it under
me.
your watch.
He John Gruden me. I'm Tony Dungy. He was John Gruden.
You can call it whatever you want. He has the title. You don't. No, I'm just kidding.
I know that's true.
But yeah, it's fun. Everything's crazy right now, and I think it's only fitting with 3 rookies on the show, 1 vet, that we do get into these rookies at least to some degree. How was everybody's draft weekend? What did you guys do? Obviously, you were probably at home to some degree, not acting too crazy, but what was that like for you guys?
I hung out with you.
No, yeah,
Day
we did.
one.
Day
And
one.
Gabe.
We enjoyed that.
No, I mean,
It was fun. We had a lot of fun. The Clyde Edwards-Helaire pick literally kept me up at night. I
my
honestly
weekend.
I did not. See
I
that.
could not.
made that was the most electric end to day one ever.
No
'Cause
question.
I have him everywhere, and I'm a big fan of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I'm waiting when his name popped up across the screen. That made the night for sure. That was a great end of the first day. It was a great weekend. I think this is the most interesting draft experience that we've had in our lifetime because everything was just so different. Like from the player interactions, just unreal. Like the fits were unreal across the board for some of these players. Moving up and down draft boards. But it was fun. I was on my couch with my dog just hanging out, watching the whole thing. So, but it was a great time.
That Clyde Edwards-Helaire pick blew up Twitter too. I mean, I was on Twitter after the draft, and everyone's like, "I'm taking him number 1. No one can ever beat this. This is the best pick ever." And I was like, "Wow, we haven't even, Jonathan Taylor was still on the board, Swift was still on the board, and they're like, it doesn't matter where they go. It's Clyde Edwards-Helaire or nothing."
That's when my thinking sits to happen, and he's still there. He's still 101 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not? All you have to do is say Andy Reid, running back, first round pick. I mean,
No,
that should be
for-
game.
yeah.
Game blouses.
Oh, for sure. I think the part that sealed the deal was, I think it was that morning they interviewed Andy Reid, and they're like, so like, well, what went into the Clyde Edwards-Helaire pick? And he's like, well, I texted Pat and said, Pat, who do you want? And Pat said Clyde, so he took Clyde. I'm like, oh, all right, so that's how it's played. I wish, Aaron Rodgers probably is a little upset right now.
He said Brandon Ayuk, and like, all right, Jordan Love.
Yeah, Jordan Love. And then the second round, they were gonna apparently trade up for Chenault, and then they just decided to take they said no. They took an H back in the third round.
Yeah,
I'm a Bears fan.
Big ass running back. This is big ass running back we need.
Yeah, give me AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon.
There was, I can't remember exactly who sent the tweet. It was amazing. But someone said, Patrick Mahomes tells the Chiefs, hey,
I saw
Clyde. He says draft Clyde. The Chiefs draft Clyde. The next quarterback, Kyler Murray, says, hey, get me CeeDee Lamb. Arizona says, hey, we're going to get you a defense. Awesome. Okay. Aaron Rodgers says, hey, get me some help on offense.
Wide receivers.
Hey,
give me a wide receiver.
Give me some wide receivers. And then the Packers say, yeah, we're drafting your backup right now. So there's that. Dang. It was amazing. It was amazing.
They didn't draft one receiver, not one. And they only got one I think they got one UDFA at receiver. Like,
I mean, why? When you have Funchess, why would you need a receiver?
Right. No, that's right.
Mike Tagliere. That's what
Alan Lazard.
And Lazard.
Jake Kumaro. Don't forget the name.
Whoa.
I do like
You're forgetting the best one. You're forgetting the best one. Equinemius St. Brown. Ooh. He is coming out of nowhere.
He might. Yeah, I mean, we were trying to figure out between MVS and Geronimo Allison as the wide receiver too, and then it was neither of those. So that might be the case this year too.
Well, that stat that everyone was sharing today about Aaron Rodgers only throwing one touchdown pass to a first-round pick in his career is maybe one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, with Mercedes Lewis last year. That is insane.
That's so funny.
I mean, Greg Jennings. I mean,
come on. Jennings, there's Driver, just so many. Like all those guys.
Was Driver still around? I almost said him too.
For his last year,
Driver was still around, was he?
I think he has
I think it was
20 touchdown passes to him or something like that.
Yeah, some late, but I mean, Jordy, yeah.
Jordy's early second, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about. But I mean, like I just don't understand. Like, you draft an H back in the third round, then AJ Dillon obviously in the second, and you have one of the best quarterbacks of all time on your roster, top 4 receiver in the NFL. Like
Adam mentioned James Jones. I think he was a late round
James
pick
Jones,
too.
Yeah, he was super productive too.
Very good player, just not a heavily draft capital.
Bubba Franks.
I was reaching way back
Michael Finley.
Jimmy Graham.
Bunga
Bung. That's what they have this year. Right behind Devontae.
But Adam jumped in the chat earlier, and I think his point is correct. To me, Jonathan Taylor is still easily the 101.
Here we go.
I think he's
come on.
Oh, easily. And
I wouldn't say
playing
easily.
if we're playing for year one, I totally get the Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, he's going to fit in, and I do think Damian Williams is still going to get some run. So let's not totally factor him out. But Jonathan Taylor is by far and away the best running back prospect here, and why CEH might fit better with the Chiefs. Jonathan Taylor is just the better running back prospect. And I think even the Chiefs would be willing to admit that, while maybe not being the best prospect within their system. So in a 1 QB league, I'm totally willing to go Jonathan Taylor and even consider Swift over Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Okay. I was going to say Swift talent-wise might be right there with JT. Swift is probably one of the most talented running backs to come out in a while. He landed with Detroit. He landed with Detroit, which might not be as bad as we think. I mean, he's playing on turf. They got a pretty good offensive line, and they got Stafford coming back healthy. Stafford loves dumping it off to the running back. They've got Hawkinson in the middle. Yeah, he needs to progress a little bit. But other than that, who do they have at slot? It's going to be Swift. I mean, Swift is going to be moved around. He's going to be the quote-unquote Kamara. I'm not calling him
Think
Kamara.
he's going to play slot, though? I don't know about that.
Not slot. They're going to move him around like they did with Kamara. They're going to play him in that role.
Sure.
And then once Kerryon gets hurt week 3, I mean, Swift is taking that job.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
Oof.
I agree. That's kind of cool. I mean, you don't want to. I don't wish injury on anybody, and I'm not saying you did that, Tyler. But
yeah.
But is he even a prospect? Is Kerryon Johnson a prospect that is worthy of challenging Swift at running back? I just don't think so. Even when he was healthy, I don't think he was as coveted as Swift.
Well, I just think the coaching staff hates Kerryon for some reason. Kind of like the Mark Ingram treatment that he got with the Saints. I think that's what Kerryon's getting right now. There's something that happened that he did, and they just don't want to seem to give him the role. Like, I think Kerryon's ultra talented. I think the injuries definitely hurt him throughout the years. Not being on the field probably didn't give trust with the coaches. But I mean, taking Swift that early and with his skill set in today's NFL, I mean, he's going to produce, and I think people are overlooking that.
Now
he will. If I could will lean on Kerryon. Sorry, one sec. I think Kerryon will get looks and Damian Williams and Marlon Mack. Like, all of these guys,
for sure,
will likely get looks early on in the season. And whatever about injury, maybe that'll happen, and that's where you'll see an opportune time. But I don't know if any of those guys will jump in immediately. I mean, we've seen this year after year. We're very excited about this class, but be real. I mean, the guys who were the predecessors, I suppose, have been there, and they will get the first touches, and they might for the first half of the season. So, I mean, yeah, you should absolutely still buy them, but I don't think we're going to see immediate points coming out of those guys.
I mean, Taylor behind that line is going to destroy the world.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
Like, everybody thought he was running through open holes in Wisconsin against Big Ten defense, which is nothing to turn your head at. I mean, Big Ten defenses, that's what they're known for, defense running the ball, and Taylor destroyed that. Taylor's going to do very well behind that line, and I think he's going to win the job earlier than what people think. I think Matt could be on the move to a team that, say, a running back injury happened midseason this year. Yeah. So, I mean, Taylor's going to be so.
Mack is a fine running back too.
Yeah, same here.
Let's not say he needs to be traded. He's a very good RB2 who probably won't produce in fantasy anymore because Jonathan Taylor's there. But let's not forget that it is a very bad division, and the Colts could hypothetically see themselves in a lot of positive game scripts where Jonathan Taylor's running the ball on in the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
Right. No, it's a good assessment. I think the thing that we have to think about too with Taylor is what's his pass catching floor and ceiling, and that's my thing with Clyde Edwards-Helaire too. Is I think he has the safest floor out of any of these guys. And if you're looking, I'm a pretty risk averse guy when it comes to my early round picks, and he's a guy I'm looking at.
It's a no video. He's risk averse.
Risk averse. You need to upgrade that MacBook from 7 years ago. But with Taylor, I think, it comes in with a 16% drop rate. The fumbling concerns as well. I'm not as concerned about that, but I just don't think we know what his pass catching floor is, especially with Naheem Hines still there.
Yep.
And him potentially getting work, especially during Taylor's rookie year. But I think, it's a toss-up between Taylor and CEH at 101 because you're getting two very different skill sets. With Edwards-Helaire, you might be getting a guy by next year is a 100-plus target guy. Look at Tariq Cohen. He was RB10 2 years ago, right? Edwards-Helaire is much more talented than a guy like Cohen is. And we're talking about Swift as well. As my only problem with Detroit is they're missing the whole right side of their offensive line. What are they going to do there? They're 20th in the NFL in run blocking last year, I think. And so it's, what are they going to do to improve that with Patricia? And that whole coaching staff might be overhauled come 2021. So I think Swift is a great talent, but he has some processing issues and other things like that. But it's going to depend on how good that offensive line is to help him out. And that's my only pause with Swift. But all three of those guys can be your top 4 rookie picks any day of the week.
And Angelo, that's what I wanted to get to. I'm so glad you just said it. I don't even know that I don't necessarily know that there should even be an argument between JT and CEH, because at this point we're splitting hairs. At least it feels like.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Well done.
All right, I'm going now. I'm going now.
Yeah.
That's the name of the episode, right?
Yeah.
We're splitting hilarious.
We're splitting hilarious. I like that. The wonderful thing that happens in rookie season that I'm such a fan of is that we see these rankings, we see people put out these film clips and things of that nature that everyone wants to get excited about. But the fact of the matter is, if you're on the clock and you're in the situation to actually make picks, just like with NFL teams, it's no longer about what you've put on Twitter. It's no longer about what you boasted about and whatnot. You actually have to make a decision and put something to your actual team. So in one particular league that I'm in with Carl's brother, Adam Wilde, he's in the chat tearing it up. Wilde,
what's up, Adam?
It's Trade Addict 6, and in Trade Addict 6, we've had a lot of fun, and I've done a ton of maneuvering, and I think that he and I are going to talk about this soon. And we talked about it via DMs today, but I did a ton of maneuvering with several picks that I've had, and trying to be able to make sure that I can land a quarterback to some degree. And so ended up basically going into today, I didn't have the I had the 103, and then I had like a couple of later firsts as well. And anyway, I did some trades, did some maneuvering, ended up getting the 103, the 106, and the 109. Okay, so that's basically how my day went. Superflex League. It's a team that got to the playoffs, but then I said, I want to make a science experiment out of this. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I wanted to be able to get a quarterback no matter what, is what my goal was. I knew that Wilde only had 2 quarterbacks. He's got like Darnold and Trubisky as his 2 quarterbacks. And
it sounds about what Adam would have on his team.
but Adam stacked just about everywhere else though, which is funny. But yeah, that's where he's at.
I like making fun of my guy.
I'm not mad at it because I like to rag on him too. We have a lot of fun together. So I know that one way or another, if one of those quarterbacks slip, because in just about every other draft that I've been in so far, the 2 quarterbacks have not gone 1-2. Like,
no.
Just about every draft, there's always one of those running backs going in the first 2 spots, which never happened in mocks, period. Like nobody was doing that in mocks until we got landing spots. But that's besides the point. So the 2 quarterbacks go 1-2, and I'm sitting there. It's like, this is likely the only time that I'm going to be able to get Jonathan Taylor in any league. Like this will be it.
That's a good.
This will be it, right? If I want the quarterback. Again. Yeah, I want the quarterback.
Wait, Jay, Mike.
What's that? What?
What'd you say? Was he cutting out for just me?
It was just you. I heard him.
Oh man, gosh, I'm such a dork.
Huh,
I'm such a spork. Carry on.
I mean, you were a dork before now, so
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Behind that green curtain.
I'm just gonna canary on. That's what I'm gonna do. Canary on.
Okay. All right. My internet.
It's a sick rap game.
So I
can I just say I liked Tyler before tonight, and I like him way more after meeting him and talking to him.
That is a first. I gotta go tell my friends.
The rest of you
tell my friends.
Do you 2 need a moped to ride off in the sunset, or what?
Kids, wake up!
Anyway, I take JT. CEH goes next, and then Wilde has the pick at 105. He's also got 107. And so I put him in the position basically, and he put me in the position that if I didn't take the quarterback at 3, he had to take him at 105. And so he did. And we had laughed about it and talked about how we had both been doing a bunch of maneuvering left and right to try to be able to make sure we got a guy. And I lost out. But the funny thing was, like at 106, the consolation prize of DeAndre Swift feels really good. I'm leaving, right? So I'm leaving the draft with JT and DeAndre Swift at 103 and 106. Then I think after that we had a CD Lamb sighting, we had a J.K. Dobbins sighting, and then I had 109 to take my guy, my favorite player in the draft. He and CEH, they're my favorite players in the draft, Justin Jefferson. So I'm on cloud 9 right now because I've got Jefferson, I've got Taylor and Swift, and we laughed a ton about it. But it's funny because you can no longer hide behind any kind of rankings. You have to actually make these picks, and it's been fun to watch it play out in leagues. And they've been so different when all off season long, everybody was just talking about the 2 quarterbacks. It was just about JT at the top by himself and DeAndre Swift at the top by himself. And we're seeing drafts, like no 2 drafts are looking alike right now. And it's so much fun to be able to experience.
So J-Mike, I got to tell you, Jefferson is my 1B receiver now. Like,
welcome.
I can't see a world where he does not get 80 plus targets year 1.
I don't know what he ends up with in year 1, but I just love his game. I love his game.
He can be good, man, for a long time too.
He's super young, and he's gonna grow. And that's like, hope to God Vikings don't have another like 5 years where they can't find a freaking quarterback and they go with these old vets. Like, hopefully they can have a bridge quarterback with Kurt, but. Going back to your draft,
they have a quarterback. Are we pretending they don't have a quarterback right now?
Kirk Cousins is good. I'm saying, like, because Jefferson's so young, throughout his career, hopefully they can find that quarterback after Cousins. And like when Jefferson's in his prime at like 26, there's just not a fall off at quarterback. And
okay, fair enough.
So going back to the running backs, J-Mike, and the UDPL draft, it's a bunch of podcast people. Once again, this draft has been messed up. And I had the 106 and 108, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'll be happy to get a receiver and a running back. Well, Tua went at 104, and then Burrow 101, of course. So I went 106. I went Cam Akers, and then I ended up 108 getting Swift. And like you said, like I'm happier than hell getting that. Like give me that. I'll love it. And then you see the receivers drop. I'm all for that. I take my receiver 1. I trade up, get Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy and Jefferson are like neck and neck to me. I mean, prime route runners. I think they're great landing spots, good quarterbacks. God, this draft is insanely deep.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
For sure. Now, is anyone worried about with Jefferson that he ends up getting the
This is the wrong room for that question, Josh. No, keep it moving, playboy.
Listen, I did a rookie draft before the NFL draft and got Justin Jefferson 112, and I was jumping up and down. So I'm with you guys. I think he's extremely talented, but is there any worries that he ends up kind of getting the Stephon Diggs treatment?
I mean, that'd be great if you got the Stephon Diggs treatment. Yeah, sure.
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Josh. Like week to week, disappearing, not feeling. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. But honest to God, Adam Thielen though, like Diggs was Adam Thielen's teammate, but now Thielen actually has somebody that he can mentor. And Thielen's game, like Jefferson, is already a great route runner. Thielen, I think, is a phenomenal route runner and can actually teach Jefferson some things, catching the ball and all that. And I think Jefferson's going to grow to be a number 1 receiver in that aspect. Like Thielen's going to start falling off here in a couple of years. He's a little older. Probably Thielen. Like, I mean,
really?
Thielen. People say Diggs. I wouldn't say Diggs. God, that's tough. I'd say he's a faster Juju.
I say fast Keenan Allen for Justin Jefferson. That's who I.
Yeah, I actually was gonna mention Keenan Allen.
I think he's
Allen's so average to me.
Jetpack Keenan Allen.
Oh no, Keenan Allen. That's a compliment.
Just the way he moves, though. I mean, if you watch the way he changes pace during routes, I mean, he's extremely, for a kid his age, man. He's such a crafty guy, but. I mean, I don't really have any concern over his landing spot. I mean, I'm a big Bears fan, so I watch a ton of NFC North games. Don't give me Trubisky slander, please. I hear it every podcast. But I mean, for me, I think the tough thing is there are going to be so many close games in the NFC North and so many low-scoring games. I mean, the Packers have a pretty damn good defense. The Bears have an elite defense, in my opinion. You know, we have the Lions who – while they're upgrading, they have Okudah now. And so when Thielen leaves, I mean, you're looking at top top 8, top 9 defenses that Jefferson and the Vikings are going to have to go against. And it's a predominantly, if you look at compare when we talked about the Big Ten earlier, the NFC North is like the Big Ten. You know, especially what the Packers are doing now, and they want to run the ball so much more. I mean, we're going to see a lot of different game scripts than we've seen in the past. So that's my only worry. Is the volume going to be there? Is the target volume going to be there early in his career? I don't know that. But you're right. Thielen's going to turn 30, I think, in August. So, you know, I think his path to being a wide receiver one in that offense comes sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Now, we're talking about the Chargers as well. Let's talk about how Herbert is going to boost up Mike Williams. Can we talk about that? How Mike Williams is going to turn out to be his favorite target, and Allen's going to kind of drop off a little bit.
I think I think Allen's getting older. I mean, I think it has nothing to do with Allen's talent. I think it's just I think it's what Herbert brings to the table as a passer. We look at Phillip Rivers in his career, and you know he thrives in the short and intermediate areas, right? And that's where Keenan Allen thrives as a receiver. So, I mean, for me, Mike Williams is a guy that gets a major boost if Herbert's under center because he is that AJ Green type of player, above the rim, great ball skills, great control, and that's how he thrives. And Herbert's not afraid to chuck it up there, and that's the one thing I liked about Herbert. I'm not a big fan of his, but one thing I'll say is he takes shots, and he's athletic enough to extend plays and gives receivers chances down the field. So I think we'll see that. That's a really interesting point you brought that up, and I was talking about that with one of my buddies earlier, and I'm a lot higher on Williams now than I was pre-draft.
Yeah.
Because of the opportunity he might get, and especially the target volume too. Is Rivers just couldn't get him the ball, and that's tough. But I mean, that's a great point, Tom. I mean, with Herbert, I think his ceiling goes up.
I love Herbert.
Allen stick around after this year too?
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't. But you know who gets a boost though? KJ Hill.
Yeah, I was gonna say KJ Hill. Man, what a steal!
I cannot believe how far he dropped.
KJ Hill. I mean, I want Big Ten
nuts to
man.
me.
That kid can play. So, I mean, for me,
a lot of receivers dropped.
Oh yeah,
but can we go back to the part where he went in like the 7th round? Like
it was a 6. Crazy. Have some respect.
Oh,
I think it was a 6. It could be.
I think it was a 7th.
If it was a 7th, it was like pick 2.
I think.
It was early 7th. Early 7th.
Still
way before
day 3. It's all the same.
I mean, this is such a deeper receiver draft. I mean, this is.
I forget Corey Clement won the 6.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Live and let die, bro. Let that
go. Can't quit you.
Should have stalled 2 years ago, bud. Come on.
This is a deep draft. But yeah, Keenan Allen's a free agent after this year.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know what that situation looks like or what they can do for him, but it's interesting.
I'm just going back to Adam. Adam's commenting on Herbert a lot. Dude, I have like 5 shares of Herbert, and I've ended up with like 5 shares. Like Tua and Herbert are neck and neck to me because I think Herbert fits with today's NFL.
Why though?
Why though? Really? That's interesting.
Tua in Miami, Miami's not the greatest organization to go to. I get the Chargers.
They are
been all right the last year.
Making the
great draft.
They had a phenomenal draft. Yes.
They've had a couple of good drafts.
And Preston Williams is a huge buy. But I mean, Herbert, I just feel like if you like Josh Allen, you're gonna like Herbert. I like Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's a phenomenal fantasy quarterback.
Okay.
Carl's about to freak out.
I know. I'm sitting here trying to keep the respect.
No, and it's
trying to keep the respect
those
here.
Two things are very different.
They are.
Like Carl said,
no, those two things are very different. And
I'm trying to keep online here, Carl.
Right.
No, I think Herbert's going to be a good fantasy quarterback. Tua, I feel like he needs things to line up a little more. That he needs that offensive line to be better. I know they drafted Austin Jackson to kind of solidify the offensive line a little more. I think the Chargers probably have a little better one, a little better weapons. I just think Herbert could score better year 1 and 2, and then Tua maybe creeps up once they get better weapons. But yeah, I just want to go back to Adam. I think Herbert, you're going to be happy with. That's all I'm going to say. I have like 5 shares of him, and I blacked out, and I don't even remember drafting him.
I mean, does Tua even play year 1? I mean, that's the thing too. Is he has a redshirt year.
Fitzmagic's a starter killer.
I mean, but why would you? I mean, if you're Flores, why would you start Tua and potentially win more games? They're not a playoff caliber team. Everybody knows that.
And
get them.
They know that too.
They do. Get them better weapons next year. I mean, if you could have Jamar Chase in that offense next year, you know what I mean? You can get him some legitimate weapons, some legitimate help, whether it's on the offensive line, the defensive side of the ball, or a receiver. You can get Tua some legitimate help in their early rounds next year's draft, and help their chances towards the future. Because I think Tua is the future. I think Tua is the most talented quarterback in this class when it's all said and done.
Talk about it.
But he's left-handed, guys.
But I think the injuries are the biggest thing for me, though, too. I mean, we don't know the rate of reoccurrence because the injuries he's had and the injury he just had with his hip is so rare. But to your point, I think Herbert is a really, really good fantasy quarterback. But so is Blake Bortles. So that's fun.
Come on. You can't do that.
And I want to ask, no,
the Voldemort of fantasy here.
He was QB1, won some championships.
Can we let's toss this about a bit because I find Herbert as a very, very intriguing pivot point in drafts because, and shout out to the chat. It's far too long into the episode for me to shout you guys out. Y'all
chat?
Keep it lit in here. The chat, bruh.
Shut up, Ryan Fitzmagic.
So the chat's been lit. Appreciate you all. Too many to name. Just thank you all for showing up and showing out. Can we
Except
talk
for
Herbert?
Adam. Don't thank him. Can we not thank Adam?
Adam's kept it as lit as everyone. So, and it's exactly what I was about to ask.
Not to thank him.
What I was about to ask is exactly what Jake Anderson asks. What is everyone taking Tua in Superflex drafts, and where is his? What do you guys see as his ceiling? Because as I talked with Gabe, and we laughed about this last season, we have these quarterbacks these last few years. Everybody disrespects them, and Kenny Pops, you shouted this out as well. Everybody disrespects them. We discredit them. We let them fall in drafts, and then they turn around and they give us really good fantasy value. We saw it in Josh Allen 2 years ago. We saw it in Daniel Jones to some degree last season as well. And then we see subsequently these values that they receive specifically in Superflex leagues all shoot way up, right? Josh Allen was an afterthought in that class, shot up, right? As did Daniel Jones. So now we've got Herbert, who we don't think necessarily is on par with Tua or Burrow. And I'm watching him go in drafts anywhere from 103. And I've also seen him go. I think I took him in a draft yesterday at like 109, 108. I think it was 108. I took him. So Jake says he's not taking them until 109 in leagues. Where do you guys see him going, and what's his ceiling? What are you seeing as a ceiling?
4. We're talking Tua, right? Or Herbert?
No. No, this is Herbert. Herbert.
I'll go 5 or 6 in a Superflex. I know in the UDPL, I was hoping he fell to 6, and since he went 105 to Travis May, I ended up getting Akers. I mean, I'm not sad about it, but I mean, if you're in a league with a bunch of sharks like Gabe, Trade Addict 7 draft is coming up. Doug and I have 1, 2, and 3. Hey. And I'm just going to tell you guys can be a little shocked about our picks. I'm not going to spoil it, but I mean, in those type of leagues, quarterbacks are super expensive. Like you can't get a quarterback unless you give your kidney, your firstborn, and a couple dates with your wife. I mean, that's
after quarantine, man, y'all can have them.
I got 3 kids. I'll give you one right now for one of those.
Those were 3 things. Is that the 101, 102, 103 in that order? You put 103 as your wife, dude? Get your wife on the phone. Where is your wife? Hey, yo, Mrs. Gunn, you are the 103 in this relationship. I hope you know.
I'm talking one pick. Like,
get your feet off my couch, Tyler Gunther.
You slapped me in the face.
I'm sorry, Tyler Gunther.
But no, like quarterbacks, are just stupidly priced, and it all depends on the league, and it all depends on your team, and especially with the future of running back. You look at Devy leagues; the running backs are kind of thinning out a little bit. So I think there's a slight panic in the aspect of the running backs are so deep this year. I mean, you got 5 running backs, kind of like the 2017 class. You had all these running backs, and you felt like they were, carved in stone. They're going to be a running back 1 or 2. And then, the quarterback's become an afterthought. But Herbert, I feel if you are in a situation of drafting a quarterback, he's worth the pick over, I would say, I'd take Edwards-Helaire, JT, and then I'd probably go Herbert. Because I don't think Edwards-Helaire and JT should be picked after Herbert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Tua is understandable because Tua is a generational talent, quote unquote. But yeah, quarterbacks, if you don't have them, you're not getting them. You're not getting them for cheap.
Yeah. That's a good point. For me, I don't know where I'm putting him right now because I think the depth of talent at running back in this class is extremely high. And you can get I think J.K. Dobbins hasn't been talked about enough with his landing spot in Baltimore. Obviously, they're a little crowded right now.
Perfect timing. Shane, we see you.
But I think for me, I'm taking, like, right now, I'm about to put these rankings up on the site in the next few days. But, right now, I'm done with the first three and a half tiers. And I have Herbert right below guys like DeAndre Swift. Because for me, I think these guys are much more talented than what I can get from Herbert. It depends on what I have in my roster quarterback-wise, obviously. But I there's other quarterbacks like Herbert out there, right? And that's the thing for me is
name one.
If I have if I have one of those guys in my roster, then I'm fine with that. But guys like CeeDee Lamb, who people are, knocking down because of his spot. Dobbins is one I've seen knocked down in drafts too. Those guys are bargains. So if I'm sitting at 107 and I have a chance between Herbert, Lamb, or Dobbins, I'm taking Lamb and Dobbins over Herbert every day of the week.
Talk about it.
No. Lamb has not fallen. Lamb has not fallen in drafts.
No, he has, bro. He's going like 108 and 109. What are you talking about?
I've seen him go like 106, 107 ahead of quarterbacks.
I've seen him
go 110.
Yes, 110. 110 is popular right now for him.
That's like about the tier though, between 107 and 110.
Dobbins is like 103 right now. That's all I've seen Dobbins go. 103, 104. He's gone Swift.
I've seen Dobbins
Swift is falling.
I think Dobbins, people are taking Akers over Dobbins too. I've seen that.
I did.
That's crazy.
I think that's nuts in my opinion.
That's crazy.
I did.
But
Akers ran behind shit in Florida State.
Well, congratulations. He's running behind shit in LA.
Yeah, so he's used to it. He's used to it.
Was he that
Hold on, Josh.
Come on.
Was he that, man? David,
what's up, Berg?
That's funny.
He's used to it though. Like that's the thing. Like,
but the problem is in the NFL, the guys are bigger, faster, stronger.
Florida State. My comp at Florida State, he's running behind the Jurassic Park crap that they had in the movie. That's what they had at Florida State, the big pile.
I'm a big Dave Montgomery fan. We said the same thing with Dave Montgomery at Iowa State. Same situation with the offensive line. Bottom 2% in college football. Goes to the Bears.
You can't compare the two, man.
How?
You can't compare the two. They are different athletically.
Doesn't
completely.
You're completely. That's what's gonna save. Akers is volume. It's not gonna be you have Malcolm Brown and Henderson there, who they gave 2/3 to last year. You think he's gonna sit and ride the pine? No chance. For me, I like Akers athletically, but he has way too many processing issues right now for me to step in and say I want him over guys like Lamb, Swift, Judy. For me, man, I would take Keyshawn Vaughn over Cam Akers right now.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Listen,
that is a bunch.
That's
of
the line right there. That's the line.
I'm worried about.
100%.
I'm worried about Akers just because of that division he plays in. Those defenses in the NFC West are legit.
God,
but you're also looking at an offense.
Might break him in half.
This is getting to the
you're
point
looking at an
where
offense
we are
that
nitpicking.
At least has a lot of. Yeah.
But we're not nitpicking because we've been through this before with rookies where we're like, okay, it's perfect. We have these 5 running backs and we can't lose. There's no way that we're going to miss on any of them. And then we do. We do every year.
every year.
It happens every year, or it takes like 2 or 3 years, maybe, but it does. It happens. And I know we can't be perfect and speculate perfection on what is going to happen with these running backs, but the best we can do right now is accurately assess like what is going on. And to be fair, with Akers, it is not good.
It's terrible.
How is that off? Like you watch 2 seconds of that tape, it's so bad. That offensive line is trash.
Well, that's the thing.
It's literally trash cans lined up in 5, and he's running behind that.
What do the Rams offer on the offensive line now in 2020 that we can have any confidence that they'll be anything but a bottom 4 offensive line in the NFL?
If they're already at the bottom, why can't they get better? Why can't they progress? The Vikings were the worst offensive line when Dalvin Cook ran behind them.
Their best offensive lineman is 38-year-old Andrew Whitworth.
How do we know that?
Excuse me.
I mean,
that's what it was.
That's what it was. I mean, coronavirus didn't even exist in January, but where are we now?
Oh my God.
While that's probably a bad comparison, I do agree.
It's not a
with
bad
Tyler.
comparison. It's legit.
I do agree with Tyler that you can't speculate situation in Dynasty. I mean, you can do it if we're talking redraft here. I totally agree with Angelo. I mean, you have to put situation completely ahead of everything else, but right now we don't know that, and for that reason, I think Cam Akers is in a really good spot. I mean, he's with McVay and Goff, and I mean, I know that doesn't have as sexy of a comparison as it used to have, but he could be in a very high-powered offense at some point, and I'm not willing to judge him based on his current offensive line.
I'm with you. I'm at least excited that it's McVay, but yeah, he is.
I'm
excited about McVay, but
Keyshawn Vaughn over Akers. Ugh.
I don't really like Vaughn's situation, honestly. I don't.
I like.
And I got you, K Mike. I got you.
I like Vaughn's situation. I'm a big fan of him as a back too. I think in the interim, I just think he has a better situation, better offensive line. I think it's gonna be more friendly to early touches too. I mean, if you look at Darrell Henderson, like I said before, man, he was they traded up 2/3 they traded 2/3 to get him.
What about Rojo? I mean, you're bringing Darrell Henderson up here. What about Rojo?
This is.
I mean, if you're going to call one out, you got to call the other.
Honestly, man, with Rojo, look at Arians. This is his first back he's drafted, and it says a lot when Rojo wasn't on the field and Daria Gumbawale was taking third downs. That says a lot when him and Peyton Barber are getting run over Rojo, and the lack of pass protection. I mean, we're talking about Tom Brady here.
But you starting any of them?
Protecting Tom Brady's different than protecting Jameis
You starting
Winston.
any of these running backs? Did you start any running backs on LA? Did you start any of them this year? I'm sure you did. I'm sure you didn't for Tampa Bay. I get it's a completely different offense.
I mean, I honestly, man, I have them really close. I like Akers talent-wise. I think Akers is the top talent in this class. But the situation right now is it's so murky for me. We don't know the touch totals, what he's going to get coming in. We know what they think of Henderson, how highly regarded he is in that offense.
Do we? They just took Akers in the second.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm interested. I think Akers is going to be a big buy when we're talking at this time next year. That's my gut feeling.
Yes.
Big buy.
Mike, you're done. You're done. You're not hosting.
No, that's it. No, that's exactly it. Because if you're just thinking about it, because it almost feels, and again, obviously we do the best that we can with the information that we have, and you project as you see fit, and people can leverage information however they want to leverage it. But if we're looking at that situation where they were playing Malcolm Brown and they were playing him over Darrell Henderson, but then they also talked out of the other side of their mouth and traded up to get Darrell Henderson, then didn't play him. Then they turn around and they draft Cam Akers this year. It just feels really murky. So do I think that Akers' value is going to shoot up from some crazy season that he's about to have right now in 2020? I don't feel great about that. But if it is a case where there's a lot of murkiness in LA, Akers could be a huge buy come this time next year in terms of being able to really take a step forward in the offense, really grab a hold of that role. That could be something that you could, like, if we talk about Gabe's really good about this in general with market inefficiencies and things of that nature. That's an easy one. And Zach from the Dynasty Dummies, big brother over here, he hit us with Todd Gurley targets under McVay. I just put that up. What happens if Cam Akers fools around and gets 50 catches in a season and all of a sudden becomes a guy? Like, it could be something that could be awesome. I just don't know that I'm trusting that in year one. Like, I'm not excited about that.
Yeah, not in year one. I mean, you look at all these running backs just kind of running down the line, and they really are all backups right now. There's not one running back where we can say, like, yep, day one, like Saquon or Zeke or whatever. Like, they were the starting running back.
Jonathan Taylor.
None of these.
Jonathan Taylor.
No, Marlon Mack is going to be involved, and they'll at least announce him as Marlon Mack as a starter or whatever bullshit that they like to play within an organization. I mean, I agree that Jonathan Taylor, him or Swift will probably be the closest to get touches first, or like a volume of touches first. But run down the line, I mean, all these guys are just one step behind the next guy. It's crazy.
I would agree. Honestly, you take Taylor, you take Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then you can mix and jumble the next three. I'm not putting Keyshawn Vaughn in that group. I'm sorry. You can mix and jumble the next three. I don't care how you draft them. It's your pick. But after that, then you got the receivers. Then Vaughn at like maybe 201, 112. Like that, you lost me at Vaughn. Like, Vaughn,
you can't get over. I can't get over that one.
My co-host Tim loves Keyshawn Vaughn, and I trust Tim. Tim is a great watcher of tape. He knows what he's talking about, and he's the one that made me watch harder. So, hat tip to him. I took Vaughn at 203, and I'm happy about that. 203, give me that.
Oh, for sure, every day of the week.
I mean, if you lost me at Akers over Vaughn, that's what got me heated.
Here's the reason for me. I look at it in terms of long-term value. So Keyshawn Vaughn might have a better rookie season than Cam Akers. Is that out of their own possibility?
Yes.
How bad Cam Akers?
Because you want to know why? I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. For me, I look at it as leverage. I mean, if Keyshawn Vaughn has that good of a rookie season, is he going to replicate that? He's a third-round draft pick. The chance of him getting usurped in the next 2 years after that is much higher than a guy like Cam Akers, right? You can sell.
I mean, he could be David Johnson. He is 24 years old going in the season.
Could be. You never know. But I mean, for me, Cam Akers is a big buy at this time next year because we don't know what that ecosystem, what that environment is going to be like in Los Angeles this year. I mean, it wasn't great for Todd Gurley last year in terms of rushing production.
I mean, he still scored well in fantasy.
Yeah, he's Todd Gurley. I mean, he's an all-pro running back.
He's Todd Halfney.
Now he's Todd Halfney.
No, not for Atlanta. He's gonna bust it. He's gonna bust it up.
Let's hope so.
Speaking of that, Todd Gurley's got to be a buy. I mean, by the way, Shane's in the chat. Thank you, Shane, for the 2022 first for Todd Gurley before he got traded or dropped. Love it, Shane. Love you, buddy.
Yeah. What about teams that you kind of anticipated drafting a running back and did not, and now that player Atlanta. That is poised to start for their team is in a good situation? Todd Gurley is certainly one.
Yeah, Atlanta.
I mean, the Cowboys have continued to show complete trust in Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa, Tony Pollard slander.
I don't mind Pollard either. Yeah, I like Pollard.
I love Tony Pollard.
He's fine, but there's still
that's a backup though.
Zeke's still going just like Carl's saying though. Zeke's still going to eat for an absurd amount of carries and catches. Like it's going to still be stupid.
Right? Yeah.
Regardless of if it helps them win,
right?
They're going to feed Zeke.
Let's not forget about Galvin Escobar in that offense. I mean, he's prime for a good year.
All right, calm down.
What year are we in?
We're talking in tight end hell and Galvin Escobar.
Are you calling him Galvin or Gavin?
Whatever, Galvin and the Chipmunks. but no, I mean, everybody's grasping on to Irv Smith and stuff when who the hell knows what tight ends? But yeah, that offense, Dak is going to dominate.
Yeah.
Are they gonna sign Dak? Are they ever going to show anything?
They are. I think this is a deal kind of like with Zeke, where Jerry's going to posture until 3 weeks before the season, and then
we saw his posture on that couch earlier.
and just give him what he wants at the end of the day. I mean, with all those weapons, I can't imagine Jerry just letting him not play.
So when you guys all watched Jerry Jones on draft night, did you guys all see the Leprechaun? The old movie, The Leprechaun?
Yeah.
Because I did. When he started chuckling, when he took CD, I was like, oh my God. Like, scariest thing I've seen in a while was Jerry Jones laughing and just living it up.
On a $250 million yacht.
Oh my God. What a rough life. Go ahead, J. Mike.
Well, no, I was going to take us in a different direction, but you keep going.
Please. No, you take us to another promised land.
Okay, let me ask you guys this: and I'll take one word answers only. One word answers only. The question is going to be: did this running back escape the draft unscathed? Okay, did the running back escape the draft unscathed? Leonard Fournette.
Yes.
I mean, for now, if you have them, and you're not contending, get rid of them. You have to. But yeah, he should eat.
Carl,
I didn't hear your running back, J. Mike.
It was Leonard Fournette.
Oh,
I guess. Yeah. I mean, unscathed, no, because his general manager talks shit the whole time. So no, but draft pick wise, yeah. I mean, I guess he did. I guess they're gonna have to ride him at this point.
Okay. Angelo, I don't know if you're
an incredible answer.
I mean, Chenault's going to play running back, right?
For real.
No, I was actually just about to say, I think Chenault hurts Fournette.
Angelo, when we had you on, you were the biggest Chenault truther, and I had the best.
I love Chenault.
Oh, we have a Chenault truther?
I love Chenault too. He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite players in the class, bar injury. But I think he does eat into Fournette's touches, in terms of his receiving production.
So speaking of injuries, I just want to give a shout out to our boy Ethan Turner. Dude, his injury risk.
Yeah.
Man, that thing is awesome. Like it gives you every data you need to know. And if you guys haven't gone on and checked it out, you guys need to, because man, he works his tail off to make that thing. But yeah, look at that. Angelo just left. What are you guys doing?
Listen, man, can we start a GoFundMe? Yeah, can we go? Can we start a GoFundMe for Angelo and his laptop deficiencies? It'd be great. Somebody
his 3 pennies a day. You can get Angelo off of his wife's laptop.
We just have to sing the song.
Sarah McLachlan. Sarah McLachlan.
Angelo.
Yes.
So go back to
Wildy. I'm trying, Wildy. I am trying.
So
don't stop giving Adam attention, please.
J Mike, get your manses under control. What does that mean? Is he talking about me?
Get your manses.
I think it's you.
You got to hear it in the right voice. It's the voice that does.
I can't do the voice. I'm from New Canada. I don't get that voice.
Yeah, one word answer. How come that never works, J Mike? One word answer.
No. People get so excited, and I love it because it always sparks a good discussion. But yes, all right. We'll try to get through a few more names because I'm curious what your all's thoughts. Kenyon Drake. They just added Eno Benjamin. Did he escape the draft unscathed?
The 1-0 Eno.
He's good. Eno's actually phenomenal.
Like
Eno's fun, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Justin Forsett a few years ago when he had a good good game or a good season. It kind of seems like that's what we're looking at with Kenyon Drake right now. It kind of looks like we'll have an okay season of Kenyon Drake, but since he's not a uber talent, like we'll probably see somebody drop in. It doesn't necessarily have to be a rookie. It could be
Chase Edmonds.
It could be either a. It could be Chase Edmonds. It could be a rookie free agent at this point. We don't know. It's just we know he's not super talented. So we'll look for, I don't know, 900 yards as a ceiling, but he's not going to be a league winner by any means.
I mean, I like Eno, but yeah, Chase Edmonds showed up well last year, and I mean, I think people are forgetting that I don't think they wanted to give Chase Edmonds all the touches, but they were kind of in the position that they had to, and when they did, he got hurt. So if they have a nice split between Drake and Edmonds, I think they'll be happy. And I think Edmonds is a fine running back to go buy, like dirt cheap,
Yeah, I agree.
because you might be able to slide him in, when you're in desperate need and get a running back 3 week out of him. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for a hamstring injury last year, he was on pace to be a top 12 running back down the stretch.
Yeah, he was killing it.
He was crushing it. I mean, I don't disagree with that whatsoever. I mean, we don't know if Kenyon Drake's going to be in Arizona long either. So
yeah, Jacob Buettner, another shout out. Jacob Buettner had Chase Edmonds super high in his running back model. That's a shout out to one of our very own.
J-Mac, how did you say his last name?
Say it again.
Buettner.
Say it again.
Buettner. I'm German. I German. I should know.
You're saying it every way except the right
Buettner.
way.
Buettner is hilarious.
I ashamed my own
Buettner. I didn't even know you could make those two consonants go together. B and a W. Buettner.
It's B-U-E.
Bro.
Give me a break.
Listen,
I sounded out.
This is exactly
Yeah,
how.
there you go. Yeah.
Can we cut this? This isn't live, right?
We're live, bro.
Does that make you
we're
Tyler
adding him.
Gwentner? Tyler Gwentner?
The E silent. The E silent.
Gwentner Peltrow. I love you in Shallow Hal.
So I gotta go back on what Adam Wilde said. He said he misses the man. He was with us day one of the draft chat, and man, he got roasted.
If y'all weren't there, it's way funnier if you're there. Then probably us explaining it. But yeah, it was a funny night. I'm gonna keep this moving right here. James Conner.
One word answer.
James Conner. Yes or no? Did he escape the draft unscathed? I believe they took Anthony McFarland in the 4th.
Nope.
McFarland in the 4th.
McFarland's the truth.
No, I don't think he did escape unscathed. I agree with
Josh?
Tyler.
God, that's such a toss-up. Yeah, I'll say yeah just to be contrarian, but I think it's 50-50 on whether he escaped unscathed.
Okay, Carl.
I don't necessarily think that James Conner was a huge talent to begin with. I think that he was a very inspirational person to be able to beat cancer and become an NFL running back, but his talent was never what we saw for being considered like something elite in the dynasty community.
Yeah, McFarland brings something special. Like he's a different animal compared to what's in the backfield now. That's what I like.
There will be absolutely no Benny Snell slander on this podcast, Tyler.
You mean Zach Moss, right?
Stop.
Tyler loves the very
Benny
dirty
Snell is
South
already
Canadian
out of
lips.
the upper job.
The Heat, man.
That those South Canadian lips can go kiss and kick
It's
rocks all I care.
New
Kiss bong,
Canada.
bucko.
Listen, wherever it is, you guys are not eating calamari. I know that.
That's
You know,
right.
I know that.
I'm gonna take 3 to 4 days, ride my moped to your house, and tell you what's up.
On my snow tires, on my moped, chains hooked together.
Chains, gotta have them.
Okay,
Hold on, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. I'm just going to take my chains off.
Hey, can you hand me that wrench? Last one here. Actually, I've got 2 more, and I'll just say them real quick. Derrick Henry, yes or no? Did he escape the draft unscathed? Darrington Evans goes in the 3rd.
Darrington.
I think
you were going to give him both.
he escaped. I think he escaped just because
I
he's
changed my mind.
franchise tagged.
Okay.
Yeah, he escaped. He escaped for sure.
Tyler?
I mean, in the aspect of Derrick Henry, yeah, sure. But I think Darrington's going to get a ton of pass catching opportunities. So I think Henry's just strictly touchdown.
So you think he's new Deion Lewis?
I think he's a better version of him.
Well, I know. Yeah, he's a talented kid.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I love Darrington Evans. He's a huge value in rookie drafts right now.
All right. Josh?
He escaped unscathed. I mean, I didn't think there was really much to worry about with what he was going to do anyway. So,
is it pronounced escape or escape? Just asking for a friend.
Oh,
Escape.
Yo, shout out to you, Kenny Pops. You're exactly right. If you don't get the Andre Woodson reference, knowing I'm a Kentucky fan, then yeah, my man Pops knows what's up. I am.
Ken's a good guy.
I will only play.
I love Ken. Ken is a good guy.
I will only play small spoon to Andre Woodson. That's a fact. Carl, your thoughts real quick. Did Derrick Henry escape?
Well, we don't know where Derrick Henry will be in a year. He's under basically a franchise tag. He's not. Derrick Henry is gonna be a murder for hire running back going forward. So it doesn't matter what the Tennessee Titans drafted. It matters what everyone else drafted around him. And he's going to be probably a very good murder for hire running back going forward.
I like that, murder for hire. It's good.
I mean,
You're right. You're 100% right. 100% right. Last one, Chris Carson, and we'll just put the pairing: Chris Carson and
no. DJ Dallas is going to own that backfield.
Wow.
Oh, this is a tough
I
one.
love DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas went in the 4th. Yes, in the 4th.
I mean,
that's the Seattle running back.
I agree with you, Tyler, but it's probably after like a week 6 injury to Chris Carson.
I think so. I mean, he's I think his fractured hip he just had.
Yeah,
this is going to be the beginning of the end for him. But what does this mean for Rashad Penny's done? I mean, right?
Yes.
I mean, for me, I think is more indictment on Rashad Penny than I think Chris Carson's going to be healthy enough to at least be the starting running back 2020. Rashad Penny might not be.
Rashad Penny's done, or as Tyler would say, done. So I mean,
wait, there's a U. There's a U in that word. Oh my
listen,
W.
You put some letters together, man. So
DJ, do you think Tyler? Do you think DJ starts the season 2021 starting running back?
Oh yeah, he is a Seattle running back. He is a tough nosed running back that can catch the ball,
and he could best pass protecting back.
Yes. So Russell Wilson can run all day, and DJ is going to be down there knocking people over. Like, he is underrated completely. I love DJ Dallas. His value is insane. Garrett in the UDPL took him in the 2nd round. Like, Garrett loves him.
That's his man. That's his man.
Okay.
Hey, I appreciate when people take their guys. Just get them.
Well, he better have, because I was going to take DJ in the 3rd. So good for him.
Swahili. Apparently, Zach, I see you. D-O-N-E. Pronounced Doni.
So I see Debro brought up AJ Dillon. Let's talk about AJ Dillon.
Let's talk about it, man.
He's still running on tape in the mud. I mean, it's
tough.
But he landed.
Yeah.
in Green Bay with run, LaFleur, run.
Yeah, that's the interesting part about Dylan is I'm not a big fan of Dylan as a talent. I think he plays way smaller than 250, but
yes,
he's in a good situation, and that a lot of times that we think we love talent, and like Cam Akers is the most talented one of the most talented running backs in this class. Poor situation. Remember Mr. Morris and Robert Griffin?
Oh yeah.
Remember Alfred Morris ran for 1,600 yards.
What a time to be alive.
In a great situation. I'm not saying that situation's like what A.J. Dillon's is, but he's going to get opportunity. And Aaron Jones, by all indication, will not be in the Packers' backfield in 2021. No. So if A.J. Dillon's an opening day starter for the Green Bay Packers in 2021, what's his stock look like? I mean, I am not an A.J. Dillon fan at all, but he is potentially a starting running back.
Yeah, if he actually produces a little bit this year, his stock is going to skyrocket. But he has to touch the ball this year. And I like Doug Eddy said on the draft night, this shows that Green Bay doesn't want to pay Aaron Jones.
No,
not one bit.
Exactly.
They don't. Yeah. So Dylan with this draft capital, I don't know if they're going to put him out at receiver because that's what they needed. But
I mean, that's the best option. Oh man.
No, I was not a fan of his tape. Zach Moss actually rated higher. Turns like
oh no.
So Dylan's tape compared to his combine it's
night and day.
It's phenomenal. Like his combine was nuts. And then you go to his tape and you're like, that's not the same dude. That's not him. Like it can't be.
Man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's a weird case for me. I mean,
yeah.
Like I want to like him, but it's like I don't know. But I mean, he's gonna get run. And one thing I've learned about Green Bay, man, anything Aaron Rodgers likes, it's not gonna happen. Aaron Rodgers likes Aaron Jones, so I think it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron Rodgers likes to throw the ball to receivers.
Maybe they draft him as Jordan Love's bodyguard because he's a big dude.
Look, they drafted an H-back too in the third round. Beside the girl, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah. I think I heard on a podcast he has 30-inch arms. That's not going to do it at tight end. That's not going to do it.
They said they wanted to be Kyle Juszczyk. I'm like, this guy is not Kyle Juszczyk.
No.
But that's what they want to run the ball. So it's like, I mean, all right. I mean, if A.J. Dillon gets 20 touches a game, he's an RB2.
I mean, Vikings fans up here are pumped about the Packers draft. I mean,
I'm a Bears fan, absolutely.
They should be.
Every day of the week.
But I do have to say, as I like to caution people, I mean, Green Bay had Favre. They had Rodgers. If Love hits, they're having three quarterbacks in 60 years. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's a huge if.
I really like Love. I love Love's talent. I think he could be a good talent. He definitely needs to sit.
Oh, that's sweet.
I love Love. I love Lamp. I love Jacob Wetner.
Oh Lord, Carl. Before we leave the Green Bay backfield, before we leave the Green Bay backfield, real quick, Carl, what are your thoughts on how that kind of plays out? Because obviously we've got Aaron Jones, we've got Jamal Williams. Aaron Jones is under, I guess, contract year, so I guess playing for some big money here. But then they take A.J. Dillon. How are you navigating that? I didn't hear your perspective.
Aaron Jones deserves a second contract. He's a fine running back. I don't understand the investing in the second tier running backs who don't get that huge Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott contract. I don't understand why you would invest in those because it's going to be a long time until somebody else invests in a running back. So we see the Cowboys, we see the Vikings who will not invest in another running back, and that's a good thing. So you want your organizations to invest heavily in running back. If you're a fantasy person, But as a regular fan, you don't want that. So it's awesome that the Cowboys didn't invest in any other running back. It's awesome that the Vikings didn't. Those are the type of players you want.
Very good. Very good. Very good. I think, man, we got some good stuff done tonight. This is too much fun. Too much fun.
We got an hour and a half left. This is the after draft podcast.
If the insomnia didn't do me in the last I don't know how many days, you might be right. But no.
Did we hit receivers? I feel like we didn't hit receivers. Or tight ends.
Well, we have to save enough content through August. So we're going to do the second half of running backs next week, argue about,
Michael P.
Evans
Ryan
versus Michael P. Ryan. Yep, that's what's going to happen. And then we'll eventually get to receivers in I don't know, June, maybe. Yeah. So check back into the open bar.
I will ask one more question I'm really scared this could spiral into something else.
Just remember this moment.
It was my fault. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. It's on me.
Okay.
I do want to know, because just with receivers, and you guys can bring up whatever you like, but give me one thing, either from the drafts that you're in now, or just your perspective in terms of where things changed for you since the draft with rankings or however that works. Give me one thing that's really stuck out to you like a sore thumb when it comes to your process and how you view these guys at this point. Oh, and I'm sorry. I'm obligated to bring up Justin Jefferson, which I think I talked about it. Oh, I talked about it, Zach. I brought him up.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it.
When I picked him. Yeah, when I picked him, I talked about him, Zach.
Yeah. Wide receiver 1B.
But yeah, so yeah, exactly. 1B. So yeah, what do you all think? One thing that's really rocked you. What were you about to say, Angelo?
The NFL really, really, really highly value special teams. Brandon Ayuk's, him going to the 49ers was large. I mean, he can be a very, very good receiver, developmental guy, but might be an all-pro special teamer. We're talking on kick and punt returns. Same with Rager. I think Rager has that same ability to impact a second phase, and I think that's huge. I think that's why we saw those guys go so early as well. They give them a little bump, but I mean, both those guys have a ton of talent at receiver as well. But in terms of rookie drafts, the one thing I'm seeing is Mims hasn't fallen as far as I thought he would. And I thought he would fall a little further because the NFL didn't seem too thrilled with him. I mean, there were reports of him supposed to go around pick 22. And he went past 50 to my knowledge, right? I believe so.
Yeah, Mims went
27.
I think
59 overall.
Exactly. I think it was just past I was gonna say early 60, but 59, yeah. And I'm not a big fan of people like the jet spot a lot, but I think it's a tough spot for a rookie coming in.
Why do you hate Darnold?
Oh, I don't like Gase. I don't think Adam Gase is in it, man. I mean,
he's got the anti-Midas touch.
Oh, yes, he does. I mean, I think that's I don't know if Mims has fallen as far as I thought him going as late as he did compared to what I guess we all thought he would have pushed him down more. But I think in some of the drafts I've been in so far, he's been still 110, 111. And I thought he'd fall a little further than that.
Okay. Tyler, what's yours?
The Raiders receiver, in general. Let's just talk about the three. I mean, Ruggs has gone from 108 to 204 to 205. He's everywhere. I like Ruggs. Ruggs is pretty much a shot in the dark. He could be the wide receiver 1 in this class, or he could be a wide receiver 5 on your fantasy team that you don't trust.
And
Bryan Edwards.
No, I'll let you keep going. But as strictly in our rookie drafts, we're seeing the Marquise Brown effect, basically.
Yeah.
The guy that went first and fell down everybody's draft boards all over the place. But keep going, Tyler. Keep going.
But by the way, I love Ruggs. I think he's a special talent. He could be something special with a good quarterback, which won't be until the foreseeable future.
Yeah, it's tough.
And Brian Edwards, I've seen go
Trevor
from.
Lawrence is a very good quarterback.
He is a very good quarterback. Yeah. Gruden is
Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do it. They might win more games than that.
Brian Edwards.
Probably.
He's a special talent. He could be Allen Robinson. He could be the second coming. I mean, we all slept on him during that draft. He was in 204, 205. I've seen him go around that area. Brian Edwards, that is. I've gotten Edwards in the 3rd round. I just got Edwards at 307 in the league.
That's crazy.
That is value. Crazy. I've ended up with a lot of Edwards. He is a huge target of mine just because of I thought he would go in the 4th round. He would end up being in the 3rd round, but he was a 3rd round pick. And yes, he was after your boy, Lynn Bowden. But
just as long as we keep it, keep it right, keep it above.
Yeah, he went
after my man.
He's a running back. Come on.
Edwards has a huge ceiling. And
I agree with that.
The only issue is he's of the dying breed in the NFL. The NFL isn't really going for these big dudes that can go contested catches. They're going for the smaller, agile route running. And Edwards, I mean, he could fit in today's NFL still because it's John Gruden. John Gruden wants those. I mean, is Gruden not making the basketball team right now? Them in Denver, I feel like have the point guard, have the power forward, they have the shooting guard. But yeah, Edwards is going to be a discount, like Tacit Assassin Zach Reed said. He's going to be a discount in leagues, and if he hits, he's going to be an awesome hit for you. Lynn Bowden, on the other hand, is a wild card. J-Mike, if Lynn Bowden hits, he is going to be an awesome value in rookie drafts because he's in the 4th, isn't he? Like he's going around the 4th.
Yeah. No respect.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know where he's going in rookie.
Unless
draft.
Ryan McDowell or you are in the draft.
Yeah, if we're there, there's no way.
he's
201. 3rd in Superflex right now.
Yeah, wow. Lynn Bowden's 201, 202 in J-Mike or Ryan McDowell's draft. Just out of respects. I mean,
I'm just saying, late first. I mean, what are we doing?
What are we doing? You didn't say, did Josh Jacobs leave this draft unscathed? Huh?
Oh, come on. Lynn Bowden is. Yeah, go ahead, J-Mike. He's your dude. I'll let you talk about him.
They're going to designate him as running back.
Yeah, they're designating him as running back. And as Kenny Pops put, which I 100% agree with, him being him, like Gruden listing him as such, or them kind of saying that's the case. Yeah. I don't love that. I really don't love that at all. Just because I think that he provides you a lot with the ball in his hands, yes, but I think that you can do a lot of fun things with him. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, love Lynn Bowden. Yeah,
can we just make him? Can we just in fantasy and MFL and sleeper just make him running back, wide receiver, tight end, quarterback? Just make them all like you can just run them in anywhere.
Slash, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, let's just do that
because it's nice and sorry to talk about round ball sports, but it's great in baseball to have that designation of shortstop, second base, third base, outfield. Like that's so great to have as like the flex. And if that came to the NFL, like it's starting to develop a little bit. You can see it in places, so that'd be nuts.
Like Gibson for Washington. I mean, they have him at NFL.
Jalen Samuels has been around, been around the block. Tight end and running
Gibson
back.
Actually on MFL got switched to running back today.
Did he?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, on MFL he got switched to running back.
He's been so overlooked. He's been so overlooked at receiver. It feels like people look at him as a receiver when they see him on the clock, and they're like, "Oh, well, I don't want to draft him at receiver." And I mean, if you got your ear to the ground, he's going to play running back, and that running back situation is not that clear.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's only 17 other Washington running backs.
If you combine their injury history, they make one running back.
Yeah, don't you slander the durability of J.D. McKissick? I don't appreciate that.
I thought you were going to say AP because I don't want him to come back up here. I don't want AP to come back up here in Minnesota because that's a scary dude.
Don't.
Speaking of 05 running backs that are about to drop off.
Josh, what you got?
Let's switch it up.
We go through this every year, and we say, hey, we have to do this and that. And I think we're falling back into the same trap, especially with wide receivers. We are, and I was arguing against this because I feel differently about running backs and wide receivers, but we're looking at wide receiver landing spots, and we're pushing CeeDee Lamb down because he went to Dallas, and we're like, oh my God, Michael Gallup's there, Amari Cooper's there. Amari Cooper's contract, they have an out in like 2021 where they can cut him, and there's no dead money. Michael Gallup, I like him. I'm one of the biggest Michael Gallup fans, but I mean, CeeDee Lamb is already number 2 there, walking in the door. And we're doing the same thing with Jerry Jeudy. He's getting moved down in rookie drafts because we're talking about Cortland Sutton. And I just feel like, depending on how you have it ranked, you have to go with what your rankings are and avoid the landing spot trap. But I still see it in rookie drafts that I'm in right now where these guys are getting pushed down because people are afraid of the landing spot. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. And I'm trying to be, hopefully a little bit wiser than I was last year when I faded AJ Brown and then he blew up because obviously he was the most talented wide receiver in that year's draft.
Well, CeeDee Lamb is the most talented receiver in Dallas right now.
I won't argue with. I'm a Dallas fan, and I will not argue.
I mean, that's not. That's that. I think he's a more complete receiver than Amari Cooper is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Agreed.
I don't know if he is at this very moment, but very soon. Very soon.
The other thing, though,
I don't think that we need to jump to that conclusion. Do we? I mean,
no, you're right. You're exactly right.
With ADP the way it is, do we need to jump to the conclusion? Right. So, I mean, the way ADP is looking, the rookie wide receivers coming into Denver, coming into Dallas, it looks as though we can have them for cheaper.
Yeah.
And we need to discuss whether or not we should have them for cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Jeudy's a value, and he fits that offense perfect. He fits right in the slot role with Sutton and got Hamler. Hamler's just going to take the top off. I mean, you got Cortland Sutton being the big man, and then Jeudy, I think, is going to be the receiver 1 that does everything. And I love Jeudy. I love the landing spot, and I don't know why people are bashing that.
Well, just
how
keep
confident
in mind,
are we that Jeudy and Lamb can both be a better wide receiver than the ones that they're replacing? Or what's that?
I'm not a Cooper fan.
I love Cooper personally.
I think it's tough though, because I mean, I think what you're getting from Drew Lock is vastly different than what you're getting from Dak Prescott. Has Drew Lock ever thrown for over 25 completions in a game?
No,
he hasn't.
I don't know the answer.
Sounds like a trap.
He has not.
He's a trap.
It's a trap.
That's a trick.
Total trick.
He is also a rookie. He is also somebody who's coming off a rookie campaign. So
but we don't know. And with so many weapons there, I mean, for crying out loud, you have Fant, you have Sutton, you have Hamler they just added. I mean, if Drew Lock is, a league average quarterback, that hurts. That hurts. Sorry, that hurts Jerry Jeudy, doesn't it? I mean,
I think Drew Lock is a actually good quarterback.
That's the thing. Ceiling? What's his ceiling among NFL quarterbacks?
What's his what?
Ceiling.
Ceiling?
Yeah.
Top 10 quarterback in fantasy.
But why is Drew Lock the conversation here? If it's Jerry Jeudy, like if Drew Lock isn't, if he's the next Brock Osweiler or any other quarterback that the Denver Broncos have brought in, why is he even the conversation here? There's going to be a better quarterback next year, if that's the case.
Yeah, because Drew Lock is actually going to get better. So there will be a better quarterback.
I agree with that, actually. I do like Drew Lock. So, but my point is with Jeudy, with Lamb, why are we judging them on their situation when that is going to completely change in 1 or 2 years?
Talk about it.
Agree.
No, I 100% agree. I think Lamb's is a little bit easier to see than Judy's is because we know Dak Prescott. I mean, obviously Dak Prescott can support more than one receiver. We saw him support Cooper and Gallup last year, right?
And Cobb.
And Cobb had what,
Yeah.
800 yards?
And Cobb.
Exactly, dude.
And Jason Witten.
Oh God. We don't know yet if Lott can do that. So I think that's my only thing that gives me a little pause. Is we just don't know. Do I think he can? Sure, but who's the Fant's extremely good too, right? I mean, Hamler's gonna have a role. Judy's gonna have a role, but how sizable is that role in the near future? And that's
it'll be interesting to track. It'll be very interesting to track.
J-Mike, why don't we just tell them? Let's talk about Jefferson. Like Jefferson should just be talked about more in this type of situation.
And I think that people like that landing spot, right? With Jefferson, and we like Rager's landing spot, and we like these landing spots. But like going through mocks, I mean, the Jets, the Raiders, the Niners, they were all taking those top 3 wide receivers right away. And whether it was, Judy, Lamb, whatever, it seemed like that's what we were already accepting. And we were it seemed a bit happy with it because we were already, ranking rookies that way. Not necessarily, 100% this is the way it's going to be, but it was certainly mocked that way. And we knew they'd go wide receiver. We just didn't know when.
Right.
So, I mean, if we had, we're talking all this smack on Ruggs. Is it because he's on the Raiders or is it because it's Ruggs? Because I'm not exactly sure. If Lamb
Both.
I'm with you. But I mean, if Lamb or Judy is on the Raiders, we were just talking up Mims. We're not totally, Angelo, you're not totally excited about Mims on the Jets, and I agree with you. Gase is absolutely dog shit. But like, what if Lamb or Judy go there, and we can't be dependent on these landing spots, but they're just so talented. But bringing out my Top Gun out. But I'm just saying that, and I guess I'm alluding to you, Josh, ultimately that we shouldn't be so dependent on these landing spots and really focused on what we like in these receivers.
Right.
Doesn't matter who they're playing behind, because they could have landed really anywhere. And
exactly,
back to basics.
And that's what I'm saying. We kind of it's almost like we fall into these traps every year, and at the end of the season we go, oh yeah, we have to do this, and then rookie drafts come around, and then we're like, oh well, we don't like Ruggs because of his situation, or we don't like Lamb because of his situation, and we fall back into those old traps. And I'm seeing it in rookie drafts where guys like Judy and Lamb that we were talking up all during the offseason are now just sliding down because, they don't have a good spot. And, I'm just saying, like, don't get me wrong. I'll take a CeeDee Lamb discount if someone's going to give it to me. But, that's just something that I'm seeing. And it's just kind of surprising that some of us are falling back into the old trap.
Yeah. Championship teams are getting tremendous talent at 112.
No question.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No
Yeah.
I do want to put a cap on this and let Carl get his off, and then we'll run up out of here. One of the things I do want us to remember as we move forward, some of the reasons why McLaurin and AJ Brown were able to take giant steps forward last year, obviously, what was partially landing spot dependent because they went to places that didn't have quote unquote alpha ones, right? Not well established, like top guys in the pecking order. So it'll be interesting to see how a guy like Lamb, how a guy like Jefferson, how guys like, insert name here, Judy, are going to teams with well established and not just decent ones, but like really good people who's already entrenched there. Anywho, Carl, keep it moving. What's your last point, and then we'll get it going. What is your thoughts in terms of your post draft rank process? What you've seen?
My last point is that I wish people would concentrate more on talent than landing spots. I mean, I see people like Dobbins fall on the Ravens, and he'll probably have a horrible rookie year. There's no chance he has like a very substantial rookie year, but say we're looking at 2021 with he and Lamar Jackson and whatever other rookies he brings in. Yeah, I mean it's just perfect for him, but we don't look at that. We don't look at it that way. We look at stuff like Clyde Edwards-Helaire being the first overall pick, and I know Mike, I know you love him, but I just don't see him being at the same talent level. I see him being perfect for Kansas City. I mean, he could be the ring-wearing running back that Kansas City needs. He could be that. But he's not going to be, fantasy-wise, he's not going to be good as good as Jonathan Taylor. And he's not going to be as good as probably Swift either. But I mean, I get the fantasy wise. I get the allure at 101. I just don't agree with it.
Fair enough. And that's good. And I think that it's going to be a lot of fun to just track as our rookie drafts continue, rookie auctions, all these things, how different it's going to be in every single league. It's going to be so fun to be able to track that. And I don't think any two drafts will be the same if you're in them. But yeah, I think I'm out of bullets, and I want to again be respectful of everyone's time. And I am absolutely beat down. So can
I just give Brian Haar? I know he brought his belt, his little.
We're not even close, dude.
Let's just bring that. Oh, it's upside down.
Of course you would.
Leave it to me to put it upside down.
And we're live.
Top Gun. All right.
Right there.
Clean.
Check that out, Jacob Wetner.
Eat your heart out.
Brandon Hare.
Read it and weep.
We just say things different up here. That's all.
That's true. All right, then. Hey, J Mike, we did it. We're right at where we usually are, ish. Ish.
Yeah.
And we gonna do it. Man, this flew by though, really.
It really did. Great discussion tonight, guys.
Yeah, I had fun. I mean, certainly it's easier when you have something happen like, an NFL draft and, particularly an NFL draft with all of the talent that was in it, as opposed to last year's. It was a bit of a dud. Open Bar was doing like 1 hour episodes, whatever. And now here we are breaking records, 3.5 hours, going back to back to back to back, all these running backs. Let's get it. No, but this was really
fun.
That
long, aren't we?
2 hours. 2 hours.
Not that long.
It happens, man. But it was so fun to come back from the draft into an episode like this. And like I said, it was easy, but it was easier with a great bunch of folks as well. So I'm going to pass it off to each one of you to say what you need to say. Feel free to make a compliment about Tyler's wife, because I think she needs it, being the 103. Yikes.
She's always the 101. Did she hear that?
I know you so look, we're live on the Open Bar. If you're in podcast form, you can't see what's happening, but Tyler's just got this complete black dark background with him right now. And I know that the woman, I know that she is back there. She's waiting for you.
Help me.
All right. Carl, we will start off with you, my friend. Say what you need to say.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. This is really fucking cool. I don't know who the guy was who did not. Some guy didn't flush the toilet. It was some guy that you invited. I'm pretty sure it was the next guy. He didn't flush the toilet, and there was a lot of stuff. Please tell him to clean it up. Thank you. That's it.
I can't even go after that.
Well done. Well done.
Wow.
Well done. Carl, golly, that was so good.
What? So,
He's like that guy. You know? And we're all like, what are you talking about?
I didn't know
And
where
then-
it was going, and then it
and
hit.
then it hit. And it was just like, whoa.
Don't tell me I'm first. First of all, don't tell me I'm first. Just let me know at the end.
He got, he got a room for this? Like,
Oh my god.
That was perfect.
My goodness.
All right, Josh. I'm sorry that you have to, but you don't
Oh,
have to.
man.
But I'm just going in this order that I see these
Oh god.
rectangular shaped videos. So,
Gee.
my friend, what do you have to say?
This is awesome. It's my first time on. I just want to thank you guys. I've been in the so-called chat for a long time, just watching along and commenting. So I appreciate being on. I just want to let everyone know that my wife is my 101. I'm not trading her for anything, but
Hey.
everyone's different. And that's fine.
she's by you with a knife, isn't she? Just
right,
I mean,
like literally right over here where you can't see. Hi,
yeah. That's where they always
Show
are.
us your biceps.
My bicep, you don't want to see those things. They're small.
He's got 3 kids.
I know. That's the.
Listen, this quarantine beard, these small arms, I'm lucky
yo.
she's still with me, to be honest. But no, guys, appreciate it, man. This was so much fun. And again, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Is your wife an arms guy? Did you say arms that you have?
Oh no,
What did you say?
I said my arms
See,
are
it's-
small.
Your arms are small. Is your wife an arms guy? Is that what?
Thank God she's
an armed
not, or we
woman?
wouldn't be together.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. On to the next. Had to add in Angelo back in there. Bro, just get past 2013. Okay, we're
Oh god.
2020
How we
now.
doing on that
Terrible.
GoFundMe?
How we doing? Yeah, we've been raising up money all night.
We're gonna need to stop- we're gonna
2013
need to start
MacBook
one.
can't even update.
You know what? You're actually not wrong about that. Oh my god.
Angelo, before your MacBook fails again, I'm going to give you the opportunity to share what you need to share with the people of the
Perfect.
open bar.
Wow. Well, first of all, guys, this was a ton of fun. Really appreciate you having me on. Hopefully, the next time I come on, I'll have a new MacBook from Tyler's request. But some of the stuff I'm working on, got the new website up at angeloanalysis.com. Just put up a lot of the rookie profiles. I work in human performance, sport and human performance, so a lot of my breakdowns are about biomechanics, and from that standpoint, rankings will be up there soon. Tyler's gonna hate to see how high I have Keyshawn Vaughn, so he probably shouldn't look. But no, thank you guys again. It was a ton of fun. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Yeah, come on, man. Get it together. Nah,
Kick me
it's,
off. Kick me off. Hey, say all the worst things you know about me. Then kick me off.
Carol Safchick is just
Oh, that's
Carol.
so bad. That's worse.
Ooh. Put an O between that R and L. That's nasty. That's nasty. All right. Tyler, what have you got to say? Anything?
Guys, it's been fun. Like, this is like the first kind of official time I've been on. It's been awesome. Love everybody that's in here. Angela, we've had you on the podcast. Carl, I followed you since I started Dynasty. Love it. And Josh, man, it's been great to get to know you, have some fun. But man, the chat has been awesome. Zach, I know I've seen you this whole time just chatting about me, just digging the knife in me. But no, Zach's awesome. Everybody in the chat, Sporky. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his name.
Sporky? Is there
Adam.
an FF Sporky in here?
Yeah, Stephen Duke, Sporky. He's a sport collection guy.
Oh, right. That is FF
Yeah.
Sporky. Okay.
Kenny, Carl, Adam Wilde. You guys are all awesome. No, just thank you guys so much for having me on. It's actually been fun.
Do you promise?
I swear, there's a part of me that thought, okay, they're having me on. They've got to have a sheet of just bashing me, just like Gabe's probably got all this stuff, like a roast. Like, all right, Tyler, what do we got here?
I'm so glad you think the best of us. That's great. That makes me feel really good about myself right now.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right. So next time we have to prepare differently, J-Mike.
Yes. No. Thank you guys so much. You guys are like family to me, and love you guys, man. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tyler. It's true though. It's nice to finally actually have you on the show. I know you've been able to pop in, whether it be the chat or, a short period of time in the show, but it's good to have a full 2 hours with Tyler Guntner.
Yeah. Moped and bung. Can't get
Mo
much better.
Bung.
Hard
Mo
pass.
Bung.
Hard
Give me
pass.
Mo Bung,
Calls
J-Mike.
for more Tyler.
J Mike is not about that bung.
You know what, Gabe? I'm not even gonna wait for you to tell me.
Right.
I'm just gonna go.
Go ahead.
On that one, Tyler. You're done. To everyone in the chat, obviously you are the lifeblood of this show. We appreciate you all. Y'all kept it lit all night long. Too much fun. There were several things I was supposed to ask you about, Carl, that I'm really sad that I missed out. So we're gonna have to have you back to get the explanation on these things. One. Obviously your
from
thoughts
the beginning of the show.
Yeah, exactly, from the very beginning, and I wrote them down too, but we've had such good discussion. One, when next time you come back, we're going to have to talk about the Washington 2020 offense, and the second thing is we have to ask you about the origin of the Kayla Lebrecht story. For one, Kyle Lebrecht, one half of the Dynasty Dummies. Next time, not today. Next time. Hold it.
It's actually really easy. Okay.
No, but that's one I definitely want to hear. I'm excited about that one. Obviously everywhere podcasts are found, you can find us. So thank you all for choosing to spend your Tuesday night with us, your Wednesday morning, whenever you choose to pop us in your earballs. We appreciate you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. You could be doing anything in the world, but the fact that you choose to rock with us, whether you're in the chat, whether you're watching on Periscope, following on Twitter, listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is, we appreciate it, and we're incredibly grateful. Obviously, this is a fantastic time of year, and we're glad to be able to bring on dope people. So, Carl, Josh, Tyler, Angelo, thank you all for sharing your time with us, your knowledge, all your nuggets. Tonight was such a fun show to be able to kick off this post-draft season. So we appreciate you all very much. I've been obviously wanting to get all of you on for a while, and Carl specifically, the fact that you barely even have interactions with me prior to sharing with me. We share our love of Sean Taylor, and then you show me that draft, and I geeked out at that full draft that you all doing, and that was my gosh, it was amazing. But so thank you for that, and again, Tyler, obviously we're not a podcast without you. We're not doing this. We're not together.
Some way,
somehow. We're not together. We're not a podcast. We're not the duo. Yeah, seriously, we're not doing this if it's not for you. Taking a giant shot in the dark on this random dude from the old grab bag alumni bag. So thank you, Josh. I still owe you Skyline Chili. I've not forgotten. I have not forgotten.
Let's go.
Wait, you don't like
Please
Skyline,
forget, J Mike. Please forget.
You're exactly right. But I told Josh I was going to send him some, so I'm going to send him some. Angelo, you've been everywhere killing it. And I remember when I first fell in love with you, Angelo, it was back in February when you dropped that CEH thread, and my heart melted. And that was when I knew one day I'm going to be able to talk to this man. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. So, moped life.
I was going to say, I thought there was going to be a moped in there.
No, that was exactly that was the moment I knew.
One day.
One day. That man who dropped that thread is going to be my big spoon. Angelo, you are my big spoon. So on Twitter.
FF Big Spoon.
FF Big Spoon. I'm about to change it right now. On Twitter at JMikeCheck. JMIC Check. You can find the show's handle at the Open Bar Pod, and of course my man, the host with the most, Bungie Genius MC, Mr. Gearing if you nasty. on Twitter at FFManBun. My audio just went out in my AirPod, so I can't hear you at the moment. Gabe, take us home.
La 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 la. Can you hear that? Can you hear me now? Yo, Zach, perfect bar right there to end us for the evening. I can host a show with no handlebars. That is every single gosh darn week on this show. We joke, we have fun. I told Carl to make a show sheet. Did you make a show sheet, John?
I can
make it.
do it.
Could you get that going right now so we could start the show? We're 2 hours in. We need a show sheet. No, this has been incredible.
I just want you to know I hate all of you equally.
Wait, I thought you said you loved me.
I like that though. I like that.
I like Tyler. You know what? I like Tyler. Everybody else, I hate equally.
That's fair. Most people do.
All right.
Wow,
I'm
tough.
gonna take that. I'm gonna take that on the chin. I don't know. There's nothing else. J Mike, Dummy Blitz, J Mike's Journal. Listen to those. He did a blitz last week. I know. Have you done a blitz since, J Mike?
No, I did not cover round 3. The day 3, but
okay.
We'll see what pops off here in the coming.
It was just like KJ Hill, whatever, right? Whatever. Man, yeah, nothing else here from me. Intros, those happen from my end. You, Tyler, got you, son. We'll shout out Dynasty Happy Hour intros. All right. Couple of them, son.
Yeah.
Little Debbie Happy Hour. I've done that one about 15 times. And I was like, all right, I am not putting host names into an intro anymore.
That's the right way to do it.
And
everybody leaves me.
And for anyone else listening, I don't like to put names into your intro. And I don't want to count on your marriage breaking up.
Gabe's not our divorce lawyer.
But these things happen. No, I appreciate you, Tyler, for letting me make a couple of intros for y'all. It is automatic. It is automatic. Hey.
You're appreciating me. Come on, Gabe. You don't give yourself enough credit. You are awesome at these.
No, thanks. Appreciate it. But no, I mean, I still have to have an opportunity in the first place. So
anyway. First of all, let's give Gabe a hand for his kid coming soon. I feel like everybody keeps forgetting that.
Kid's coming.
Yeah, so I'm going to say this
behind the curtain. This is actually the delivery room. Everyone's been wondering this whole time. Well, guess what?
She's behind there screaming.
Next week on the open bar. I'm just kidding. All right, J Mike, we got to get out of here. We're gonna we'll probably have a T-shirt up about the bung, about all sorts of things. I don't know, but if you want, we got a store, the open bar at storenv.com. Cheers to the camera, everyone. So good to have you all tonight. Appreciate y'all. Until next week, we do in fact have a show all through May because J Mike grinds like that peppercorn, baby. Until next week.
Love it.
Deuces.
Welcome to Olive Garden. Would you like some